Hey
guys, Trail Chasers here.
Come on,
It's been a while since I've done a video where I just kind of sat down and talked about some of my thoughts and opinions in the mountain bike industry. I don't want to come off as too negative here, but I do see a ton of videos about people just talking about how the bike industry is exploding and everyone's gonna die and it's all bad, everyone's going down. I feel a lot of those videos are blowing the situation out of the water. Yes, there is a lot of excess in the mountain bike industry right now. It's gonna have to weed itself out, but it will return to normal. This reminds me of the days when we had sites like Price Point that were just blowing out all sorts of stuff from companies that were kind of going under, let's be honest. A lot of those companies end up doing mergers with other brands or whatever not, and that's how all their products ended up on Price Point. But I digress, that's not the point of this video. Also, shout out to Price Point, I miss you guys, come back. But that's not gonna happen. The other thing I wanted to touch on today is modern geometry. I feel like a lot of bikes have gotten to a pretty good point in geo, and most bikes aren't doing huge increments anymore to their geometry. And while modern geometry is excellent, I don't necessarily think it's the best choice for all the riders out there. If you're looking for something peppier or more lively, you can probably actually find that by going a few years back and picking up a bike that people nowadays would call dated. I don't think that. I think there's a lot of great old bikes out there that are being overlooked by people who have been blinded by the bike industry telling them that they need the newest, shiniest thing or they're not going to be riding fast. And while it's true these new bikes are faster than ever, I don't know if that means that they're funner. Yeah, my cone is old. It's got a high BD, it's not uber slack, it's not uber long, but I'll tell you what it is, it's fun. I have a better time out on this bike than any of my other bikes. It puts a huge smile on my face, and I don't even know if I've ever once thought about the geometry while I was out there riding. It is a afterthought in my head when I'm cruising down the trails, having a good time with my friends, and isn't that really what biking is all about? So while the industry may be telling you you need new, you do not. The other thing the industry has been trying to push recently that's kind of annoying to me, and I think annoying to a lot of other people, is through headset routing. I had to work on a couple of those bikes. It's not fun. It's not as bad as most people make it out to be. You learn to deal with it, but when you've got like a commuter electric bike that's got through headset routing with wired lights and wired displays, it gets really messy with the headset. And it can lead to a host of issues. We've had weird cable rattles from through headset routing. We've had super creaky headsets because a lot of them will use split spacers on them, so you gotta take them all apart, re-grease them, make sure they're super clean, and the customer will go out and ride for a week and it creaks back because there's just so many little nooks and crannies for dirt to scooch in on these through headset routed frames. There's just so many more parts and pieces to the headset that it just makes them more susceptible to dirt and water ingress. Along with that, there's been a big move to electronic drivetrains, electronic suspension, and electronic droppers. Yes, I'm sure there are performance benefits to be had with it, but I feel like a lot of people that enjoy mountain biking enjoy it because of their ability to unplug from the world around them and just be on a purely mechanical machine. If you're not, that's alright, and please enjoy your electronic drivetrains.
I guess we'll keep blasting the floor.
I personally like the mechanical drivetrain because A, I never have to worry about a battery, and B, I really like the tactile feel. I think this is something that not a lot of people talk about. I'm not a huge fan of the lever feel on electronic shifters because there's just not a lot of feedback from it compared to like a mechanical shifter. It's not a huge deal, but when I push a shift lever, I'm used to feeling that tension from the cable, and that tension from the cable can also help me know if something's a little off in my shifter, or if my cable's stretched out a little bit, and I just got to push the paddle a little bit or bring out the barrel adjuster a teeny bit to keep it shifting
Not
right.
gonna have enough speed for that.
It can be a bit harder on an electronic drivetrain because you don't have the ability to kind of like soft paddle it to ramp up the tension and see if you just need to add a bit more or less. And while it's not a huge deal because it's usually really easy to get the electronic drivetrains honed in really well, I think it's something that is lost from moving to mechanical to electronic. The other thing for me is I like knowing that my things are going to be easy to service and adjust while I'm out on the trail. It's rare that I have to do so, but I'm not a programmer and I'm not a small electronics repair guy. If I have an issue with one of those derailleurs or droppers out on the trail, I really can't do much about it. With a mechanical one, I can usually fudge it so that I can limp home, but so for me, I just don't think it's a great combo. I could maybe see myself moving to an electronic drivetrain in the future if they're able to add some more like tactile feedback to it, either by like, I don't know, using a mechanical keyboard switch or something. That's just me kind of shooting off the hip. I don't know what they do, but I'd like to have a little bit more traditional of like a mechanical tactile feel, so I can see whether the derailleur's over or under tension and what's causing those jumps easier so that I can adjust it. I don't necessarily think that it's easier or harder to adjust a mechanical versus an electronic drivetrain. I think they're both pretty simple, to be honest. Like, you set your high limit, you tension it, you set your low, you're good to go. But I digress. There will always be new things that the bike industry tries to push for us. That is just the nature of industry. There's always going to be better, there's always going to be newer. Don't get caught up in trying to stick with it. Enjoy what you've got and have fun out on the trails, because that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Anyways, this has been Trail Chasers. Thanks for listening to me rant about some stupid bullshit that no one really cares about. But if you enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like and a comment down below. It helps me out tremendously, and it gives me more motivation to make videos for you guys that watch my videos. Anyways, I will catch you guys later. This has been Trail Chasers. Bye-bye.
My God. I could use some bigger wheels for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I needed to use my brakes there.
Yeah.
There's that section where it's like the cliffs right there, and you're like, oh crap, if I rounded that a little too fast.
Right.
That's good.
That's probably like one of my favorite sections here.
I gotta ride that one again to get better at it.
Yeah. Each time you come through, it just gets so much faster.
Yeah.
Okay. To the lift. Ooh.